Hi, Gerard. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Terry.
Okay. Where are you from?
Barcelona.
You're from Barcelona. Great.
Spain.
I used to live there. I used to live in Sant Just Desvern.
I know this place. Yeah.
In Edificio Walden.
I have no idea. Where is it?
It's in Barcelona. It's a suburb.
Around Barcelona.
Yeah, it's a suburb.
Okay. Okay, so let's start from the movie. Official cut. Bam. Welcome to our movie club. Today we will discuss the movie Cool Hand Luke, 1967. Right?
Before I was born.
Before I was born, I can say the same.
Who else can say the same?
Everybody, I think.
So a pretty old movie. Yep, we can say.
A classic.
A classic. Okay. Sergey, can you explain?
Oscar winner. It won an Oscar too. For
Oscar?
best supporting actor.
Okay. Sergey, can you tell us the difference between classic and classical?
Classic and classical?
Yeah. What is the difference?
Classical music, maybe it's music from 19th century, maybe. Classic, it's a cultural influence for us.
Exactly.
Okay. Great explanation. Anything to add, Terry?
No, thank God you didn't ask me. No, that's correct. Yeah, classical music.
Yeah, classical music.
That's
well,
really.
I asked it, Sergey, because in Russia we have one word for the both notion, so it's easy to mess them. Okay, so
to mix them up.
Mix them up. Okay, to mix them up. Cool Hand Luke. Why we have chosen this movie?
Well, I chose it because I saw it when I was a kid, when I was a child, and it really it affected me. It influenced me. I like the anti-authority figure, the anti-establishment.
Okay. Okay. So let's start with characters, with cast, right? Can I say so?
The cast and characters.
With the cast and characters.
It has quite a good cast.
Yeah, Jörgen, could you help us with this? These characters of the movie?
No.
Name some, you know.
The head chief, maybe, or what do you call him? The
warden.
Warden, yeah.
What we've got here. That guy.
Yeah. He talked through his nose. Yeah.
Yeah, he had a very distinctive accent.
Yeah.
Is it an accent or dialect or what? What is it?
It's from the south, the southern states of America. But he had a strange nasal accent. Yes, he was a redneck with an education.
I saw that rednecks there from the north.
A redneck is a country person.
Yeah,
a hick.
Usually low educated, you know, Trump supporter.
Usually, yeah, that's it. But this warden was a redneck with an education.
Okay. So it's possible, right? Okay, we have Luke, right? Who's
gambler, cuckoo.
Who else?
John, I think.
Okay, so let's start with the story. Vasanth, could you please start with the story? What happened?
Yeah, in the beginning, Luke was drinking alcohol and he was cutting off the heads of parking meters. So he was technically committing a crime, but I don't know the reason, because what made him to do that.
What made him do that?
Depression.
Nobody knows.
Well, he was bored.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, I thought it was depression, because usually some war heroes undergo such depression after once they complete their service, because when they back to their country, the people who they were serving, they didn't recognize their work and they don't respect them. So that's why they get depressed. Then he was arrested for his crime, and he was interrogated by the sheriff or something. Who was that? The authorities.
The police, the local police picked him up.
Yeah, and the local police were interrogating him. He was the only one who was jailed for a weird reason, because all the persons were committing some big crimes, but
Had committed
had committed big
serious
crimes.
Serious crimes.
Yes, serious crimes. But he was committing a petty crime, right? Is that right?
He had committed a petty crime, yes, a misdemeanor.
Yeah. Mr.
Misdemeanor.
Meaner.
Ivan, can you look that up? Mr. It's a small, a minor crime, like a delito, un delito.
Like major and minor, right?
Misdemeanor.
Yeah,
go on anyway, Vasanth.
Yeah, and he was sentenced for 2 years, I think. He had to spend with the fellow inmates in that jail. And there were a lot of incidents in that jail. It doesn't.
Let's name a few. Let's ask Sergey. I know that Sergey is a fighter. He is his fighter club. So let's ask him about this box, scene. What is
boxing scene?
Boxing scene.
The fight scene.
Fight scene. Sergey, do you remember this?
Yes, I remember the moment when the Dragline and Luke fought between each other and fought between each other with Dragline, and Dragline several times have series of knockouts to Luke.
Yeah, he knocked him out a few times. Dragline knocked out Luke, or knocked down. Luke, he knocked down Luke. He didn't knock him out.
Have knockdowns and
let's stay on this for a bit. So knock him out means what?
To lose consciousness. Your eyes rolling around in your head.
Okay, and what was the incorrect way to say this?
He was knocked down.
Knocked down. Okay.
Yeah, he wasn't out.
Okay.
Go on, continue.
Yeah, and Luke stood up.
Or kept standing up.
Kept standing again and again, and after that, Dragline had a lot of respect to Luke, and
for Luke.
Dragline thought, it's my boy, and you're crazy, crazy, but I don't. Nobody understood why Luke
kept getting up.
Kept getting up again and again, but it's remember, it's a good event for all crimes inside this prison.
All the criminals, all the prisoners.
All the criminals.
So you mean it's a good feature for a character, right?
Yeah, and it's a good feature, and it's a good event for all, because all people started to
cheer. Hey! To cheer?
Root?
Or to boo?
I forgot the word.
Okay.
Wait, started to wait something interesting from Luke.
And
expect.
They started to expect.
Yeah, yes. Expect.
But he had nothing. He had nothing.
So it started like a boring thing, right? And then they got some, what they got? Some anticipation, some expectations, from this fight, right? From this fight. Okay,
yeah.
Vasanth, do you have a question, please?
Yes. What do we call for the time he is spending in prison?
His sentence.
Okay, sentence.
His sentence, yeah.
Sergey, do you think
Also, you can do time in colloquial English. He was doing time. To spend time in prison is to do time.
so? Only in prison or doing time? It's about things. I'm doing time in my office.
No, you're doing time in prison.
Only in prison. Okay.
Yeah. Or your own. Maybe you're in your own mental prison, but no, it's not. It's in an institution.
Okay, so not in the office. Okay, not in my. I'm doing time with my family. No?
That sounds very strange. Maybe in Brazil, your family are allowed in the prison with you, but not in my country.
Okay. So, Sergey, what do you think about the idea of this fight in the prison? You know, it's like official event, right? So, do you think?
Yes, I think that's a good idea because before that, the policeman told if you have problem between each other, you will have fight during the weekend.
Yeah,
it's
the CO, not the police. The CO, the corrections officer.
No, it's not. It not was CO. It's a guard. Because
the guard.
CO,
okay. In the room, the bedroom guard. What was his name again? Luke or no? What was his name? Anyway, go on.
I think it's a good idea because it's a way for blow up.
Yeah, to vent, to vent.
To steam out, right?
To let off steam.
Let off steam. Okay, to let off steam. Yeah.
Yeah, or to vent your frustrations. To vent is a good verb.
Mm-hmm. But I would not like this practice in on my workplace, for instance.
Do you remember all the rules he was telling you? The guy, Carl was his name, Carl. If you go out after lights, it's a night in the box. Playing touch butt. That's why I said playing touch butt, a night in the box. Everything was a night in the box.
Okay, so
continue.
Please. So it was the one event. Okay, Gerard, can you tell us another plot? You know, during his doing time in prison.
It wasn't an interesting moment. Was they were playing poker, and Luke had a bad hand, but he bet a lot of money, and people believe that he had a good hand.
So what's the name? What's that called?
Bluff.
Bluff.
Yeah, bluffing. He was bluffing.
There's another word for this. Something else. To bluff and I forgot. There was another term else.
Well, bluffing.
Handful of nothing.
Well, that was his hand. Yes, he had a hand of. He had nothing. He had shit.
Yeah.
He said sometimes with having nothing, you can have a cool hand or something like this.
Yeah.
It was a cool hand.
He said. A real cool hand. I noticed something. They instead of raise, you know, in poker we say raise. I raise you $1.
Mm-hmm.
And they say kick a buck. Kick a buck. That's very strange. People don't say that anymore. But they were playing stud poker, which is the popular poker these days.
I'm wondering, is it compulsory to show your card when you win? Or I thought some people tend to hide their cards.
Yeah, but he didn't show his cards. It was Dragline. Dragline showed the cards.
Okay, Dragline. So that's not usual.
No, you don't have to show your. Actually, it's part of your strategy not to show. You have been bluffing.
As far as I know, there are many variants, many like different options when you play poker. So some games, some like variants of the poker, they allow you to draw the card on the table if you pay for that. So I can watch your card if I pay for that. The amount.
They're called stud. They're stud poker. Different stud. 7 card stud, 5 card stud.
Yeah. Now we play a Texas Hold'em.
Texas Hold'em. That's a stud game too.
Yeah.
Because 5 cards come out on the table. Yeah, everyone can see the communal cards.
Yep. Okay, Gerard, anything else about the movie, about the super?
There was another bet about Luke told them that he could eat 50 eggs. I think.
Yeah, the 50 egg scene.
In 1 hour, I think.
Without throwing.
Without
some of the conditions, that the other inmates made What were some of the conditions, guys? Do you remember?
He couldn't puke,
He couldn't puke,
obviously.
right? Anything else?
I think the eggs could be peeled beforehand.
Yeah, that was it. They had an argument before the event took place. Yeah, that was good fun.
I like Dragline peeling the eggs.
I'm his manager, and I'm covering all the bets. So I'm peeling his eggs, right? I like when he said, "Why did you pick 50? Why didn't you say 24 or 25?"
35 is a good number.
It's another element. It's another side to Luke's character. That's he doesn't care.
So he goes to extreme. Oh, right?
He just seems to be bored by everything.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Do you remember the smile of the Luke? They discussed it.
Unforgettable smile.
Unforgettable smile. Okay.
Actually, the director of the movie wanted to catch that. Well, they wanted to capture his blue eyes.
Mm-hmm.
It was in the contract, I think. Yeah. Anyway, the egg scene was brilliant. And what was your favorite part of the egg scene, the 50 egg scene? Do you remember the guy flicked his belly? Look, boink! He said it's like a ripe melon. Boom.
Yeah.
I also like when the guy at the end says, "No one can eat 50 eggs," and Luke starts smiling. No.
But after in the movie, Luke says that he didn't. Right? I did not go to this part.
Yeah, he said he didn't eat 50 eggs. No way. You mean in real life?
Yeah. I mean when they discussed something and guy went there to some random guy went there to lend money from them, and they
to borrow money from them.
To borrow money, and he said, I could not believe that Luke ate 50 eggs, and Luke said, I didn't. So I don't know. What
in the movie?
Yeah, in the movie.
Yeah,
I didn't know either. I didn't know I would. That's what he meant.
Okay, so he ate, but he just
didn't know he was going to. Yeah, he didn't know he could.
Okay,
it was just a challenge.
I thought it wasn't true, like Ivan said, but maybe I misunderstand.
Well, because there was actually a scene when Luke said, I didn't. So I got it like there was some cheating or something. They somehow.
Yeah.
No, the guy said, I didn't think he would eat the eggs. And Luke said, neither did I. I didn't think so either. I didn't.
Okay. It will be my homework. I will try to find this scene and watch it again.
I've seen it a few times now. I would bet on it. But not 50 eggs.
Okay. 35. Okay.
I don't think I could eat 5 full eggs. Never mind 50.
Okay. What else did they do in the prison? Jörgen, would you like to tell us?
What else?
Yeah.
What did they do every day?
Every day.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They went working on the chain gang. There's a song, working on the chain gang.
Chain gang?
Chain gang.
What is this?
Because they were shackled, their ankles. They were wearing chains. So it was called a prison gang like that working on the roads in the United States was called a chain gang.
Chain gang, okay. But they got this chain only after what?
After trying to escape, yes.
Okay.
But it's called a chain gang because in other chain gangs they were all chained together.
Mm-hmm. Vasanth, so tell us about their everyday's work. What do they do? Did they do?
They clean up the roads. Both what do you call the lane? Pathway or
they cut the grass at the side of the road.
Okay, side of the road, cutting the grass, and they also make roads.
Yeah, they surfaced. To surface is
Yeah.
the verb. They surfaced. To tar.
Yeah.
Well, the truck tarred the road and they threw the sand.
Yeah.
Do you remember
Sorry,
that when they
what do you
tried?
say, Terry? The
Excuse me?
truck surface,
The
road,
truck sprayed
sprayed.
the liquid tar onto the road first.
Okay. Mhm.
And then they, with shovels, they threw the sand. The truck sprayed with Y. Yeah, thank you. That was a good scene too. The music was quite good.
So, Vasanth, do you remember this exactly scene when they
Scene.
shoveled scene when they shoveled what?
The sand, I guess.
Sand? Yeah, to the
They
road.
shoveled. Good verb, to shovel.
Shoveled. Well, why they were so much in a hurry? What was the reason for this?
Usually they do it without any enthusiasm. They were bored because they were doing the same job every day. But Luke changed their attitude. He usually worked very faster than the others, and the others used to tell him that slow down because you lost, or you will lose your energy.
Yeah, you'll run out of energy.
Yeah, run out of energy. So, but he didn't listen to them, and he made them to follow his.
He made them follow without two. He made them follow him. He encouraged them.
He encouraged
He
them
egged them on to egg on. Come on, to egg someone on. Write that down, Ivan. To egg.
To egg.
Somebody on, and it means to encourage someone.
Yeah.
To egg someone on. Yeah. Come on, guys, let's go fast.
Yeah, and what was Luke's motivation? I don't understand. Why you would work hard in the prison?
Are you asking me?
Everyone.
Okay, maybe not me. The rest of you answer first, and then I will answer.
I think they had 2 hours of time because they were allocated a certain time period to work. So even if they finish the work
Early,
early, then they will have free time on the road. They can sit and relax for the rest of the time. I think that's why that's what the benefit they get.
well, that was the consequence of it. That was the result.
You're telling us that usually they work like it's endless, right?
Yes.
You can finish it and then have a rest. But this scene with pavement, it was
With the
like
tar, yeah.
with the tar. So you finish it, you have a rest, right? That's the reason to be in a hurry.
Well, I think that was the consequence, but I don't think Luke really thought about it. Luke just wanted a challenge. He wanted to live. He wanted to feel alive. That's
So
my opinion.
So his motivation was just
to get people motivated. Come on, let's do it. We can do this, and make a game from it.
Okay, so it's an asart, or how we call it? Can we say asart? No?
A hazard.
Okay, let me write it. Something like this. No, it's not a word.
Not that I know.
When you involve it in some game, when you got motivation, just from your feeling. So you like game.
You just do it for the sake of doing it. For the love, well, obviously not the love of shoveling sand, but I think it was the competition and the teamwork and the feeling of camaraderie, with his fellow inmates.
Okay.
And fuck the man, because the prison guards didn't know what was happening. They didn't know what was going on. So I think it was just spontaneous anarchy from Luke.
Okay. So no reason.
Not because at the end they all went, "Wow, we have 2 hours!" Way, but they never thought about it.
Yeah. So do you remember this guy with the black glasses?
The man with no eyes.
Yes, he looked like a Rambo.
Okay.
Very silent, very strong, with a gun. It's
A good shot. He was a crack shot.
Good shot, and Luke had some some advertisement with not advertisement, entertainment with this guy when he put the snake and the guy with the glasses shot this snake.
Mm-hmm. Vasanth, please.
Yes, I like the part. One inmate was saying that he doesn't talk too much. Then Luke said, after he shot a bird, I think he said something because
Yeah.
he doesn't speak. Yeah, he doesn't
That was
speak
good.
much by words, just by his gun.
He delivered a message by shot.
Yeah.
Was that after his mother died? This is
No.
had he spent a night in the box yet?
Yeah,
Okay.
Sergey, tell us about these boxes,
The hot
Could you?
box.
Could you? These boxes where they put Luke and others, Do you remember the scene when the guy bought like a workplace for $1, and then got jailed to a box?
No, I
Gerard, could you
remember.
please?
What?
A guy in a truck, he bought for $1, he bought another job. Do you remember this?
Okay, a better place. I think a better place to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was.
It was a lie. It was a con. They conned him.
So, can we say it was like a practical joke or something?
Maybe, yes. But it was more conning because they conned him out of money.
Yeah. And why they put him into the box? And what do you think about these boxes, Gerard?
Like the punishment box, like solitary confinement, right?
One guy was put in the box. The first guy, I think, was because he didn't work.
Well, he backsassed. He talked to the guard. He was cheeky
Okay, yeah.
to the guard.
Just
So what does it mean, cheeky? Cheeky means...
Yeah, to be cheeky is to be insolent, impudent, replicon, Spanish, contestant. He answered back the guard. He should have.
Okay.
Dragline says it later on. He said he didn't. He backsassed the guard.
Mm-hmm. Sergey, do you have a question?
Not questions. I remember one plot about we didn't talk when this guy walked outside the prison and suddenly a beautiful girl went from the house and started to make a show for these prisoners, and she was without panties and only dress with a. It's a very interesting moment for prisoners, and the prisoners were excited. Wow, it's beautiful! I can't anymore. And so it was an interesting moment for me.
Yeah. Dear God, whatever I did before did not don't what do they say?
Don't strike me blind.
Don't strike me blind now.
Yeah, don't strike me, or don't strike me blind now.
But Sergey, do you think it was a deliberate show, like lady do it by purpose, or it was
on purpose,
on purpose, or it
or
was
unintentionally?
Yes, it's purpose of this girl. She wanted to got a lot of attention from these prisoners. Obviously.
What's the verb? There's a name actually as well for a woman who arouses men without having sex in the end. What's that called?
Tell us.
A cock tease.
You have to write it here.
Prick tease?
Yeah, prick tease. Same thing.
Tempting. Cock tease. Okay.
She was teasing them. She was teasing the poor men.
Well, nowadays I know that there is a slang for youngs. They call it camwhore or something like this. When lady try and
Camwhore.
Yeah. So ladies have some webcams, so it's a slang for youngs.
Okay.
Okay. So thank you, Sergey, for this scene. Or you want to speak about this more?
About the woman washing her car.
Yeah. Let's call it washing car episode.
That's why the fight started. The fight started after the car washing episode.
Yeah.
Because the whole gang, they were aroused, right?
Yeah, they were all turned on, and they were all horny, and they were back in their bunks. And Dragline was saying, "Oh man, do you remember those big bosoms?" And stuff like that. Yeah. And Luke told him, "Shut up, will you? Stop. What did he say? Stop." He had his expression, "Stop slamming it," or "Stop drowning it," "Stop killing it," or something. He said, I forget.
Okay. So let's speak about these escapes. Gerard, could you help us?
Okay. Luke's mother came to visit him. We didn't talk about that.
Yeah, we haven't talked.
She was very ill, like her lungs,
Yes,
cancer, lung cancer, I think, or some emphysema, something like this. And she was smoking already.
Yeah.
Still smoking.
Still smoking, yes. And then after a few weeks, I think, his mother passed away, and the captain, as a preventive measure, put him in the box because he thought he would want to escape. He would want to escape to attend the funeral. And what that provoked is that Luke, after having the punishment, he thought he should escape to go.
Well, when he was released from this box, released from the box, he managed to escape, right?
Do you think that's when he started really hating the guards because they locked him up?
And what she said, that's something that's unfair.
Yeah, the guard said, "I'm only doing my job," and he said, "That doesn't make it right, boss." Locking a man up when he learns about his mother's death.
So I actually forgot about the first escape. How he did it?
The first escape was through the floor.
Through the floor.
Yeah, inside the barracks.
Yeah, inside the barracks, exactly. They had was it the 4th of July or some other?
Yes.
It was an important date.
So there was a celebration.
They were celebrating. They were playing music.
Yes, they were allowed to make some noise, and they used this noise to cover. To
saw, exactly. To saw. To cut with the saw.
Cut with the saw the floor, made a hole, and tried to escape. Right.
Yeah,
so Luke was the one who escaped.
Yeah, he was the one who got free, who managed to escape. The other one got caught.
Okay. So when they caught him after, right, beat him a bit, made him these chains.
Yeah, they gave him the chains, or they put the chains on him.
Put the chains on him, and second escape. Gerard, do you remember about second?
But I think isn't the first time that the captain said what we got here is a failure to communicate.
Yeah,
exactly.
And he was being chased by the bloodhounds. One of the bloodhounds died. One of the dogs died.
And it was a nice phrase, about miscommunication. Something.
What we've got here is a failure to communicate. So we get what we had here last week, which is the way he wants it. Well, he gets it. I don't like it any more than you, man. I know that because it was on the Guns N' Roses song.
Yeah, Civil War.
Civil War. Yep. So I memorized that.
And if I'm right, the look looked like he got broken after that, right? He
seemed broken, yeah.
He seemed broken, but it was a fake, right?
He was faking it, yeah.
It was a maneuver, or how to say it? It was deceived.
It was a deception.
A deception. It was a deception for others. Yeah.
That was after the second.
That was after the second one, yeah.
You know that the second he want to go to how to say to go.
Okay, I'm shaking it, boss. Right?
Yeah,
That's the second time.
Vasanth, could
Keep
you tell
shaking
us,
it.
could you tell us the story about shaking the bush or the branch? What it was?
Bush.
Bush. Okay. Shaking the bush.
Yes, because after the first escape attempt, they didn't believe him, so they offered him to take a rest. He went into the bush, but they asked him to shake the branches of bush so that they can know that he's there. But he initially, the first couple of times he said that loudly, "I'm shaking it, boss," and as he was tying a knot with a thread.
A piece of string he found.
Yeah.
String. Okay.
A piece of string, I would say, yes.
And he escaped just by pulling the string for some time, and later they found out that he had escaped.
Yes, he had. Again.
Yeah. That's a funny one.
And
Okay,
what about the story then after that with the kids, with the black kids? How he gets his chains off? He makes the little black kids get him something. Who can talk about that?
Yeah.
Hi.
Sergey, Jörgen, please. Do you remember this? Please,
Yeah.
tell us.
He asked one of the boys to get an axe.
Mm-hmm.
And also some spices, chili powder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mustard.
Yeah, and he put it on the ground, sprayed, or I forgot the verb.
To put the chain over the wooden stump to stretch.
No, but
About pepper, right? About
pepper. Yeah.
Oh, he spread or spread.
Spread, yeah.
I would say spread because it's not spray. Spray is liquid.
Yeah,
Mhm.
spread
He
it
spread
over
it,
the ground.
or sprinkled.
Sprinkle.
Sprinkles this. Okay.
Okay.
Sometimes I see peppered like a verb, you know.
He peppered. Never pepper sprayed. Okay, go on anyway. Keep talking.
Yeah, and when the dogs came to that place, their noses,
What's that verb?
Sneeze.
sneeze.
They started sneezing.
Started sneezing. Yeah.
Yeah, and whining. You know that verb, whine?
Whine, yep.
Yeah, my grandmother used to say that. Stop your whining. When I was crying. Yeah. And what's this one? Oh!
Howling.
Okay, good. So you know all the verbs for dogs.
But I don't know how.
You pack of dogs. Howling is correct, yes.
Okay. Okay, so the dogs who arrived to this site, they did not like peppered surface at all. So it's how he managed to escape. But they caught him eventually, right? Because they are professionals.
Was that after he sent the photo? Yes, he sent the photo.
Yeah.
He got the photo with the two women.
Yeah, Sergey, what do you think about this photo? Is it a real photo or what is this?
No, it's not real photo because Luke told this short story about this photo when he returned to the prison. He bought a half a salary for this photo. It's 20th century Photoshop, I think. And but this photo had been motivated all prisoners. Oh, look at the photo. Look, it's a good guy. It's my boy.
Yeah.
Trigline told him. Yes, but after returning, Luke was frustrated of the situation, and he thought it's not a real photo; it's a fake photo. Not,
No.
not. We look this photo. It's not real photo. It's a fake.
We saw
But
it.
they didn't believe it.
Yeah.
Okay. Gerard?
Yeah.
What's the difference between cough and sneeze?
It's cough.
Ah,
It's coughing.
ah.
Sneezing is through your nose and very
Okay.
fast and feels good. Okay? It's a
Okay,
mini
so-
orgasm.
Sergey,
say.
what was the motivation of Luke's motivation when he sent this photo? What do you think? Why should he?
I think that he wanted to support this guy inside the prison, but I went from prison and I went to Atlanta and I have a good situation and I'm okay, but not
Showing off. Showing off is look at me, I'm brilliant, look at me, to show off. He wasn't showing off. Is that what you're saying?
It-
волноваться.
Don't worry about me, right?
Don't worry about me. I'm okay.
Okay. Do you think he tried to motivate them?
Yeah, he wanted them to feel good.
Maybe he tried to motivate them, but I think it is not a fake photo for look at me, I am a good guy. It's not. It's
Okay. So it's not for showing off. It's for motivation.
Not-
for
yes.
like let them feel better about him, something like this. Right?
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
What's the
Yeah.
word for this? Steady. Don't worry about me. I'm fine. What's the word for this?
To reassure.
Reassure. Okay. Okay. Gerard, can you tell us-
That's the verb to reassure everyone. I'm okay. Don't worry. Everything's okay.
Yeah.
I'm
But it was-
I'm living it up.
Yeah. But it was dangerous, right, to send this photo because it's a track of you, right? They can
It could trace you, maybe.
they could
If
trace
there were different times. Because you walked into a place and you paid in cash without
Yeah.
any ID and you walked out, so without
Yeah.
an address or anything.
Yeah, no credit cards, no
You,
computers.
you didn't speak about his banjo playing. I like the
Okay.
way I liked his little song he sang after his mother died. Plastic Jesus. Anyway,
Any volunteers for this banjo playing? Who remember this music?
he learned to play the banjo for the movie. Just that then the director said, "No, I don't think you can do it, Paul." He said, "Give me another chance. Give me another chance."
But so it can be dubbed in the movie, no?
No, it was a real performance in the movie.
Okay.
Anyway,
But I forgot the song totally. So guys, who remember? No one.
forget about
So,
it. No one remembers. I'm the only one.
yeah, so
Plastic.
it's your turn to tell us about it.
He starts playing the banjo and he sings a song, and it's an interesting story because one of the cast, Harry Dean Stanton, the guy who kept playing, the guy who was playing the guitar most of the movie, Harry Dean Stanton, he's a famous B actor. He never made it to stardom, but everyone in Hollywood knows him. He was like a VIP. Anyway, he taught Paul Newman the song, Plastic Jesus. A B actor, not a bi actor. That would be a porno actor. Bisexual porno actor. See, one letter can make so much of a difference.
Okay, but what
Anyway,
letter?
so and we played take away the I. So he played that song that I don't care if it's rain or if they're scary as long as I've got my Virgin Mary. Good song, and he played it on the banjo. It was raining outside. It was a good little scene. Anyway, let's move on.
That.
Yeah, a
Let's
B actor. Okay, that's it.
to the third escape, okay? Because I think it's most planned one. It's most
Yes. That's where things really started going wrong.
going wrong. Okay, Gerard, could you please?
When Luke, after the second escape, Luke had to punish, but the guards wanted to break him, and they made him to dig a ditch and then to bury the ditch many times.
Mhm.
Until he
To
was
fill it in.
fill it in with dirt. Many times that broke broke him. He was very tired, but eventually he deceived the gardens and made them believe that he was broken and he was his trustful servant, and he managed to escape with an elaborated strategy. The truck, he took the keys.
Yeah, he took advantage of an opportunity. He saw an opening and went for it. He saw the keys. Someone had left the keys in the truck.
He did 2 or 3 things. I don't know what in which way. He did 2 or 3 things that allowed him to escape.
Yeah, let's remember. So first one was the keys from these trucks, right? This is the first one. What else?
Stole a truck.
And took the rest of the keys from the other trucks.
And how do you call that, this action when the back of the truck you raise,
Unload, right?
You've raised the back of the truck. Yeah, just close the truck.
Close. No, so he tried to unload, to put this like.
Oh yeah. Unload. The cart at the back. The container. What's it called? Load. Yeah, unload. To unload.
Dump truck or tipper
Dump
lorry?
truck. Tipper. Yeah, tipper truck. Dump truck. To dump is that.
So he dumped the truck and it's prevented to, it's like a...
The bullets.
It was like a shield.
Like a shield, yeah.
Shield to protect someone.
So it was all planned, right?
I don't think so, but anyway. I think that was a spur of the moment. A spur of the moment thing, and he took his chance.
And Dragline escaped with him.
Dragline also took his chance. He saw an opening. He only had a few months left on his sentence.
Very clever.
Yeah, he got a rush of blood to the head.
What are you doing? What the heck are you doing?
Yeah. Come on, man. Probably like when they were shoveling the sand, a bit like that. What the hell? Come on. Why am I doing this? It feels good.
How we can say? How we can say impulsive? Can we say?
Yeah, impulsive moment. Yeah, spur. I said spur of the moment.
Yeah, I wrote this.
You have written that. Good man.
Spur of the moment.
Okay. So and they caught them again, right?
After they covered the truck with branches. And Dragline regretted escaping. Do you think he regretted running away?
Yeah, I think so. So yeah, do you remember this big guy, Dragline? He regrets, right? After they made escape, it's like what we do with escape? We do.
Yeah, they made their escape. Very good. Yes, after they made their escape.
After they made their escape,
or they ran away to run away.
They ran away. Yeah, Dragline started to regret about this decision, right?
But and he wanted to go back.
Yeah, and what about?
We should say that Luke didn't want to go with Dragline. Okay, they split up.
Why?
Because Luke is a solitaire.
Yeah, he's a lone ranger.
Lone Ranger.
Yeah, what's another word for that? So, solo operator, maybe.
When you say solo operator, I'm thinking about some plant or something.
You're thinking about some what? A plant.
Plant, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
he works alone. He works alone. He doesn't have any.
In general, he looks like a person who don't want to be, socialized. He doesn't want to have friends, right? He's alone.
He's a loner. A loner is the word. A loner. Loner.
Loner. Okay.
E?
I was close. No, one E. A loner. He is a loner. There's an interesting moment at the beginning. The warden said he was a war hero. Luke, you were a war hero, but you left the army the same way you went in, a private. like the lowest rank.
Yeah.
That was interesting. It shows you something about Luke's character, his personality.
Okay, so let's then finish with the story and let's go to our question. So they shoot Luke at the end, right?
They shot him.
Shot him, yes. Without, I would say, many like waiting, right? They shot him whenever they had a chance to do that.
Yeah, as soon as they had. As soon as they got a chance. And
So
Dragline went berserk. Went berserk.
Berserk, yeah.
Yeah, he went berserk.
What-
Yeah, that's it. He went berserk. He went mental. He lost his shit.
Mhm.
Yeah, he went for the guy. He went for the guard. The man with no eyes.
Do you remember the moment that Luke said, "What we got here is failure to communicate," and then
Bang.
poor Luke.
Yeah, not that funny. Okay, that's all with the story. What we missed?
No, that's about it. And the scene at the end where they were reminiscing, where Dragline was reminiscing about Luke. That was a touching moment.
Yeah, and they said about his like
It's wonderful smile. Yeah.
wonderful smile. Okay, and I noticed some smile. Yeah, at the end. Okay, we have a few questions on our Padlet, so let's answer them. So why did Luke commit that crime in the first place? We mentioned this, but let's try to answer again. Sergey, what do you think? Why did Luke commit that crime? Stupid.
It's a good question for me because during the watching the movie, I thought about Luke. Who is Luke? Why he did strange things? I don't know, but I think that in the start of the movie, they told that he is a veteran of war.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he has post-war syndrome, like a post-Vietnam syndrome, post-Afghanistan syndrome. Maybe he was last man who didn't find his place in the modern life, and he tried to make something versus system, Big Brother. I don't know. Yes, I'm a loner. I'm a fighter, and I remove this parkometro. And
well, I think it's a good.
Maybe this.
I think it's a good theory. It could be partially true, but do you remember his meeting with his mother? Remember, and they kind of mentioned that Luke always was like a problem, right? So probably it's not a post-war syndrome. Probably it's just Luke's nature to make problems. What I guess. But
maybe I don't. Maybe, but when he told with his mother told him, "I love you more than your brother, but I'm hope to you. I'm believed to you, but you are stranger, and that's why I got the house to your brother because
she left the house.
Yeah,
she left it to his brother.
Yeah, but the next поступки,
deals.
the next deals during the movie support my theory why Luke makes this, but because it's very strange why he tried to go from the prison. It's a good prison with a good regime, but I don't know.
Do you think it's a good prison? Would you like to spend some time here?
I think that's a good prison. They have special work outside the prison, and they have good food. But I don't know. It's okay.
And these Saturday fights and boxes are very convenient.
Yeah, Russian prisons are just 100 times worse.
Doors. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I see.
That's like a summer camp.
Summer camp, yes.
Yeah, summer camp for Russians.
How is it called? Scout boys or
Scouts, yeah,
Scouts?
scouts. That's it.
Yeah. Well, even though I wouldn't like to spend my time there, so I can understand why Luke trying to escape. You know, so I understand it makes things worse. I understand this, but I think it's his nature.
It's his nature. That's it.
He can do nothing.
He can't stand people telling him what to do. That's the whole thing from the beginning.
Okay, so we have another question. Even though he puts himself in this position, why does he want to run away from the prison? We started to answer that. Let's ask someone else. Vasanth, do you like this prison? Would you like to spend some time there, or you would try to escape?
If I was locked in that prison only, I would spend, because it's more funnier inside the prison than walking on the roads, you know. So,
yeah, but that's good exercise, you know. It saves on gym fees, and if you want to stop it, give up drinking or something, perfect.
Because it didn't look like a prison. It was like a men's hostel or something. They were together. They were singing songs. So no restriction except the sleep at particular time. So I like that prison.
Yeah, no touch butt. Or you spend a night in the box. No smoking in bed. Or you get a night in the box.
Okay, speaking about the punishments and prisons, so let's raise another question. What are the punishments does your country's prison give? Well,
community
Jörgen.
service.
Yeah. Do you understand the question, Jörgen?
What other punishment does your country's prison give?
Yeah, so, you know, in this movie it was boxes, right? And what else? And mandatory labor. Can I say so? Labor.
Yeah, forced labor.
Forced labor. Yeah.
Mandatory labor sounds good too.
Okay, so what else?
No idea.
It's called hard time, to do hard time.
Mm-hmm. Gerard, please.
In Spain, inmates that behave themselves are allowed to leave the prison earlier, so sooner.
Yeah, on good behavior.
Good behavior. So you have a lot of bad behavior, so that's bad. You want to leave the prison.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm not an expert about prisons, actually. Can answer about it. But what I know that sometimes it depends on exactly prison in Russia, but some of them like manage it bad, and that's why they have like internal life. I don't know how to explain. So like, you know, people in prison, people make rules by themselves for each other, and how we call it, like internal
Hierarchy. Prison hierarchy.
Yeah. So, and that's the problem, not the like punishment that prison gave you. It's like internal life. So people, I think it's about
prison life.
Prison life, yes. I think it's not maintained well, but not an expert though. Okay, so and the last one, I think, the most complicated and the most interesting. So let's answer this. What is the message they are trying to convey by this film?
Shall I tell you? Fuck the man. That's what it is. It came out in 1967, the year anti-Vietnam War demonstrations. You know, it was a very anti-establishment movie. Anyway, okay. That's the reason, I think.
Okay, anti-establishment movie. One's answer. Jörgen, what do you think? What is the moral of the movie? What we can learn from this?
To have the right mindset, or you will be punished.
It's kind of opposite of what Terry got, I think. Yeah? If Terry got a motivation to be like
independent. I've never had a boss in my life. So You know, I don't like to take orders either.
Okay.
I can understand Luke.
Not me either. I also, yeah, little like that. Yeah, like Duke.
Vasanth, what do you think? What is the moral of the story?
I don't see any more. I think they made a film with a different backdrop, you know, to show the life of prisoners, that which is not widely known by the common audience, because Paul Newman tend to choose such movies with different backdrops, because I believe he was in the movie with the fire in tower, right? We already
The Towering Inferno.
yeah, Towering Inferno. So such movies show different lifestyles, different scenarios to the common people.
Maybe walks of life, different walks of life.
Different walks of life.
Yeah. The road, how Henry said, the roads that we choose. Right?
The roads that we take. The roads that we
take. Yeah. Gerard, please.
I think the vision of the prison life here is too positive because we don't see inmates bullying each other, you know, like we usually see in prison movies. Always the same. Some people are very powerful and bully the others, the weak ones, and abuse them. But here we can see a lot of comradeship.
Camaraderie. Like they care about each other.
Even Dragline is the boss, but it's quite a good guy.
Yeah,
we don't see bad guys here.
There is a hierarchy, but you're right. It's very easy going.
Yeah. It's like a scout camp, as we say.
It's like scouts or school. It reminds you of school.
What about my
big guys? The big guys rule the roost. You know that expression, rule the roost?
Nope.
It comes from the rooster, the cock, who rules the chickens. I'm the boss here.
Okay, Sergey, do you have something special about the movie? Some moral?
Some moral. It's movie. We have to understand the time of the started the watching this movie. It's 16 years. The previous century is the time of baby boomer. Is the time of fighter with the system. It's the time of hippie. It's new era after wars. But I think that this movie supports this idea about heroes, about new ways. But I think
Luke was an anti-hero.
But not anti-hero. It's for us. It's a hero. We support we support him inside the movie, but we are thinking about him. But I think that this movie is not for our time, because I can't understand this message from director of this movie. Maybe Terry or I don't know who, maybe people from the 16 can understand this message, but I can't.
I see your point. Well, now I think it's different times, as you mentioned, and now he will be shoot like at the beginning of the rest. That's all. Yeah, so no story at all. You know, police will shoot him at the beginning when we try to, how we call it, not cooperate or something.
Not go along. Not go along with the cops.
Yeah, with the cops. So it will be a short story. So what I think of the story, first of all, yes, it's kind of obsolete, outdated. That's why we probably miss the part of the story. And I think that we need such heroes as Luke, because their life is not comfort. So they suffer through the whole life. But sometimes such people, they like change norms, you know, probably because of their misery, but they can deliver a strong message to people and change some society norms. It's what I think. So,
I agree.
But I would not like to have his shoes, or how to say it?
To be in his shoes.
Yeah, I would not like, definitely. Okay, I'm going to share.
I wouldn't like to be drafted for the war. That would be terrible. Imagine you're sitting at home, you're 20 years old, you get a letter from the American government. You have to go to war, man. And then after winning medals, he comes back to his hometown. Nobody appreciates him. He's bored. He's frustrated. And he says in the movie, he said, mostly settling old scores. When they asked him, why did you cut the heads off parking meters? He said, it's very boring where I live. He said, it's boring, but mostly settling old scores. So things, in a small town, people get on each other's nerves. So I don't know. Maybe he needed beer money, as someone said.
I see. Okay, let's go to the slides. Can you see my screen?
Sure.
Yeah. Vasanth, tell us about this font. Why it has flowers and stars?
It's a hippie font.
Because I wanted to make it cooler.
Okay.
Cool hand look.
Okay. So Vasanth, please, let's start from you. This picture.
Yeah, this is where he cuts off the heads of parking meters, and he got arrested by the local policemen. They were wearing caps and raincoats. Is that a raincoat or just a uniform?
They're raincoats.
Okay, raincoats. There's a car with the headlights on. You can see the sign of the building. What do we call the colorful sign?
For a drug store.
Okay.
Street lamps. Yeah, that's all I can see.
Okay.
You can see the siren on the police car.
So you mean these lights, right? Blue and red.
The red light on the roof of the car is the siren. Yes, he is leaning against the pole. Leaning on the pole, leaning against, leaning on. Leaning on would if you're standing.
Yeah.
But he's leaning against because he's sitting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Can you see it?
No.
No? Something broke. Okay, let me. I hate Zoom when I have to share. Yeah. Let me try again. Okay, share.
How come it's so dark here? What time is it where you are?
Yeah, it's night. Can you see now the picture?
Yeah.
Jörgen, could you please describe?
Yeah, they are cutting the grass on the side of the road. And they are working in intense heat and humidity. And they use a sickle.
Sickle. Do you think it's a sickle?
Sickle, yeah. It's some sort of a sickle or scythe.
Okay, it looks strange to me. Size. Oh.
Well, the sickle is the sickle is on the Russian. Is it the old Russian flag?
Yeah, it's not Russian. It's USSR.
USSR. Okay.
Sickle and a hammer.
Excuse me, the sickle and the hammer.
A man is sitting.
Well, he's crouching.
He's crouching. Yeah, that's verb. Yeah, crouching. Thanks.
Or squatting.
Okay. What about his head? It's kind of fedora head, right? Okay, so this fence made of what? Made of ropes?
It's a barbed wire fence.
Barbed wire fence. Okay, and these lines, it's electric lines?
I wouldn't think so. No, not out there.
Oh,
Depends. Those, yeah, they're electric lines. Yeah.
Yeah, electric lines, and this is a rifle, right? Rifle.
Yeah,
and,
it's a rifle and a handgun.
Handgun. Okay.
And the holster is the place he keeps his gun.
Okay.
HOLSTER, holster.
Holster. Okay. But they like not too violent. They are not too violent. This.
No, they're very composed. They have self-restraint. That's what the word is. Self-restraint.
Yeah, I would say even at the end when they try to humiliate Luke and all the things, they, it doesn't seem to me like they beat him too much.
No, they showed their humanity.
Yeah.
A lot.
What can we call the movement of the?
Yeah, of the
movement. That's swinging.
Swinging, yeah.
A semicircular movement, like a swing a golf club, swing a baseball bat, even a swing for children. You push a swing, columpios in Spanish.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Gerard, could you please describe this one?
Here we can see the food, beans with a piece of bread.
Cornbread.
Cornbread, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So very simple meat.
Yeah, what is in the jar? What is in the jar?
I don't know. I don't
Some
remember.
sauce, black sauce.
Ketchup.
Ketchup.
What else? What is? I actually don't understand what is happening now. So it's a bread in his hand, right?
Cornbread.
Cornbread. Okay.
And a plate of beans.
Okay, not too much here. Okay.
Go get those beans.
Sergey, could you please describe these convenient boxes?
It's a special lift to special prison, carcer.
Carcel. So I don't think that it's an English word, carcel. A special place.
Carcel is Spanish.
Yeah. Cubicle, maybe.
It could be a cubicle. Is normally in a toilet. That is a wooden box. That's it.
Wooden box.
As the name suggests, it's the box. I don't know any. Every different type of a cubicle is in a toilet, and it's beside another cubicle. It's not a cabin. It's not a phone booth. It's just a wooden box. We can't think of any other name for it.
Okay.
If it was a toilet, it would be an outhouse.
Well, if it was on the ship, the place to isolate, bad sailors.
That's a cabin.
Cabin. Okay.
On a boat or a ship, it's a cabin. A cabin crew.
Okay.
It's just a sweat box, man. A sweat box. Look.
Sauna.
Yeah. For one. Sweat box.
Okay. Sergey, please continue.
Sweat box is located on the brackets fundament.
Bricks, basement.
Bricks. Yeah.
A foundation of bricks.
Okay.
Foundation bricks, and in front of Luke stay. It's not Luke. It's in front of one prisoner stay the guard with a very interesting head like from Sahara safari head.
Yeah, South Africa or something.
Yeah. And the white blanket.
It's the newbie. It's the guy who got conned at the start.
Mm-hmm.
White backlit and former trees, and when you cut the trees, you have the special part of trees. I don't know how.
The bark.
Bark.
What are you talking about? The layer on the outside of a tree?
Not outside. It's when we have the tree, we
the trunk, the tree trunk.
Tree trunk.
Probably Probably Sergey is speaking about stump. Yeah.
Stump. Yeah, here's a stump over on the right.
Yeah. Free stump.
Stump. So.
Yeah, that's it. Stump.
Sergey, Terry, what do you think about clink for this box? Is it?
The clink is just a name for the prison in general, because it's the clink of the keys, clink, 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 and the chains.
Okay.
So that's just a name for prison, to spend time in the clink. It's a colloquial name. In Ireland, they call it the big house. The big house. He's gone to the big house.
Okay.
Gone to prison. He's gone to the clink. The slammer is another one. Because the doors always slam.
Slammer.
The slammer. Yeah, the slammer is prison.
Okay. Sergey, sorry for interrupting. So stumps, and how would we call this, this device for clothes now? So it's a kind of
perch, a clothes perch, a hanger.
A hanger, okay. A hanger.
Not everything has names.
But this one looks strange. So what? I don't know. It's not exactly a hanger, right? It's a kind of a, I don't know what. It's kind of a wall, right? To
display.
Kind of display, but I think it's kind of a wall, to make people comfortable when they undress.
That could be it. Yeah. It's a screen then. It's a modesty screen.
Screen.
Okay, screen.
Like a modesty screen.
Modesty screen. Nice word.
Because it was set in the early 60s.
Yep.
The movie was made in 67, but it was set sometime before that, right?
48.
Mm-hmm.
It was set in 48. Okay, well, there you go. Thank you, Gerard.
Okay, for oxygen, they have like a ventilation,
grill, maybe.
Grill?
Yeah, grill is because of the metal chains.
What about grid?
A grill, exactly.
What about grid?
Grid is more questions you're asking me. Grid is bigger. Okay, the national grid is the grid of electricity that connects every house.
Okay, grid must be bigger.
Yeah,
okay,
grid
so
is the national grid.
So it's a metal grill for ventilation.
Exactly, a metal grill. Grill is very important.
Okay.
But grid is not.
There is two, like, what's the word for this? Two buckets. One is water, another is your toilet from now on, right? When we go inside. Well, and it's not convenient because you cannot even lay down or sit.
No.
So it's the purpose of that is to make you suffer. Right?
Exactly. You can't even swing a cat, you say in English. That's usually about a small flat. Jesus, his apartment is so small, you can't even swing a cat.
But Terry, I used to another usage of this expression. It's like I cannot even swing a cat without hitting an Indian or something like this.
Oh, that's a racist version, a racist version of the comment. It's usually about a place is too small.
Yeah, okay, another one. I cannot even swing a cat without hitting a pizzeria shop or something. It means
that's people taking it to another level.
Something is abundant. Can I say
abundant.
But spelling is wrong.
Falta un N. It's missing an N. Abundant.
This one?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, let's go to the next one. Sergey, sorry, I interrupt you all the time, so you got used, right?
Yeah, he can punch his head in, Sergey.
Anything else on this picture? Or we go to the next one?
Oh, let's move.
Okay, let's move. Wow.
It's my picture.
The best moment of the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see the next one just in case. Okay. Vasanth, please, could you describe what is happening now?
Yeah, this girl was teasing the prisoners just by washing
Yes, she was.
and playing with the water. And now she's turning on the radio to play some songs. What do we call this? Such tempting songs. It's like a peppy song.
Pop songs.
Okay, pop song.
Pop. She put on the radio to listen to some pop music while she washes the car. Look how dirty the car is. It's filthy.
Yeah.
I never noticed.
It's on purpose as well, right?
we reckon so.
Okay, let's make some conspiracy theory. So the prisoners, they make a lot of dirt on the road to make this lady wash it, right?
You look at it from her point of view. Maybe she's lonely and she's horny and thinking about all those men working out naked, half naked. No? Maybe her husband left her. We don't know.
Okay, so probably you're right. Her husband must have left her because, you know, this sink, whatever it is, on the right side, it's very rusty.
Yeah, a man would never.
No one maintains this sink anymore. But let's describe the sink. What is this, Vasanth?
It's old farm. Sorry.
It's metal something.
It's old, rusty farm machinery, farm equipment.
So fluffing. Yeah.
So what we have on the fields usually? Tractor. What else?
A combine harvester. Combine harvester. That's the big one. And there is a song too. I've got a brand new combine harvester, and I'll give you the key. Boom, boom. Come on now. Let's dance together. Look for it on YouTube.
Okay. But this thing on the right, it looks like kind of combine harvester to me.
It looks like an old steam tractor to me. Steam-powered tractor.
Steam-powered tractor.
Yeah, because look at the wheels.
Okay. Tractor.
Yeah.
And what's in front of the car? In distance. It looks like some spiritual.
What's this tank over here? Look at this.
It's a douche. It's like when you take bus outside.
Okay. Thank you for telling me that.
I think so, because I had that in my village. For shower, you know, we have a big tank and because of the sun it's warm, and after the day when you walk in the field, you go there and take your shower.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I was a farmer in the previous life. Okay, so what about this house? Can you see that doesn't have,
it's run down.
Run down, and it doesn't have like a basement, right? Like foundation. It's made on this, how we call it, columns.
Stilts, are they?
Stilts, like this.
Yeah, well, you know a person in the circus a man who walks on two wooden legs. He's a very tall man. They're to walk on stilts. So I think the house could be on stilts too.
Okay, so it's a house on stilts. And why? Why people build such houses?
Probably because of flooding.
Of flooding, yeah, or what else?
I don't know. Flooding seems to be the most logical reason.
Because of it's cheaper, maybe.
Snakes,
maybe. Each state has different building laws in the United States, depending on the ground, the type of ground.
Okay, let's go.
This is set in Florida, and in Florida you don't have to have deep foundations.
But it's not logical, because in Florida they have these hurricanes, and they must have basements, right? To have a shelter.
I guess so.
Jörgen, please describe this one. What is happening now?
This is the fight scene. And all the prisoners are standing in a circle around them, watching. And I think he's very tired. No, it's end of the fight, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah.
Carl is watching. Look, and I think these are these two black people over here. Is that a black woman?
On the right, you mean?
Yeah, this woman in white. Is that a man or a woman in white?
Well, I bet it's a man, you know, just because it's prison.
Okay.
It's not safe. Yes. Gerard, please.
I was wondering why we don't see black people inside the prison. Were at this time segregated black people from white people?
I would expect so.
Yeah, definitely in the South.
Yeah.
Segregation.
Okay.
Yeah, without that, we will have, you know, not that ideal like camp.
Ideal, yeah.
Ideal camp. It will be a lot of squirrels and rows inside. Yes?
Quarrels.
Rows. Rows. Okay, thank you. Okay, let's the meeting. Gerard, could you please describe this?
Okay, this is a meeting of Luke with his mother. Who she is dying when she is very ill, but she is still smoking, and she went to pay a visit to Luke. And we talk about that. And think his brother was also Luke's brother was also with her, and I think also his nephew. Okay, I don't know. I don't remember what she said to him.
Yeah, but what I like in this photo is that everyone has radio without them, you know.
Yeah, this time.
Yeah, and can you see on the left? It's a guard house or something.
Guard, yeah.
Yeah, with a rifle.
With a rifle, yeah.
He tries to escape.
Yeah, look, his the name of this box is very similar to the hot sweat box. It's not much bigger. Sentinel box.
Sentinel is like a tower, right? Sentinel is like a tower. Yeah?
Yeah, like they have them in Paris, you know, and in Madrid too. One soldier in one little box, and he stays there all day.
Yeah, we have them in Moscow for road police somewhere.
I always thought, what a waste of time.
Yeah. But it's obsolete. It's
obsolete.
It's obsolete. Yeah, it's not used anymore. Well, what do you think about this kind of? What is this? A truck or bus? This car? So,
it's a pickup truck.
Pickup truck. Okay, and it's kind
converted.
How we call these cars? You know, like Walter Whitehead.
Yeah, that's called a camper van or an RV, recreational vehicle. Yeah, I love them. I want one. Not like Walter White, but
not for that. Okay. Okay, the last one for today. Vasanth? Oh, sorry, Sergey, please.
Not a caravan. No, a caravan doesn't have a motor. Okay, Vasanth. A motor home or a camper van has an engine.
Sergey, could you please finish with this picture?
Yeah, it's a road and a lot of guys with the sand and the special cars with good run liquid.
It's a tar, right?
Tar is the black stuff. Yes.
Black stuff, black liquid stuff. It's a tar. Sorry, not a Gudron. Gudron is a Russian name.
I'm not sure.
Okay, but please continue.
Fight for it.
And we lost Sergey.
Okay. Okay, it's tar. Yeah, it's a lot of, I don't know.
Throwing, shoveling,
and the head of guard with a special stick, and
it's a walking stick.
Walking stick, yeah. It's a head. It's all.
Okay.
A lot of sand.
A lot of what? Sand?
A lot of sand.
A lot of sand, a lot of dust in the air.
Yeah, and they work desperately,
Frantically.
frantically.
Yeah, they were working frantically to get finished.
Yeah, just because Luke like motivated them.
Egged them on. I told you at the start. He egged them on.
Egg, like what I eat.
Like huevo, yes, like an egg, chicken and the egg.
Egg. So it's
He
a word.
egged them on. Come on, guys, we can do it. Yeah, let's do it. And they didn't know why. It's just like peer pressure,
Okay.
The mob element. You do whatever the rest are doing. He egged them on. Yeah. Okay, I'm in complete darkness.
Yeah. I see. Okay, guys, thank you very much. It's all for today, and we have a movie for the next session, and it's chosen by Terry. Terry, thank you.
Chosen by Terry. Don't ask for a moral.
Don't ask for more. Okay, we are not going to ask for a moral. Next time.
We can talk about it, but
What's movie?
With Nail and I, a cult classic.
Yeah, it's written in our document,
Yeah, and there are clubs of people who sit around and quote the movie to each other. They quote. They know the lines. They know everybody. Okay. They know a bit like Rocky Horror Picture Show. You know that, where everyone goes to the cinema and sings and dances. But this is different. This is much more intelligent film than the Rocky Horror Show.
Okay. We are going to have a very intelligent movie, and see you next week. And
bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.